We all want to belong. We all want to be heard.
Coming at program
We all want to be free.
or for more information.
Somebody's gotta say it. That's why LHMusic and the Time Factor are on inside your radio set. That's where the real concept of truth lives here. This is the LHMusic Time Factor Radio Show.
Welcome to the program. I have a serious beef here with
I'll tell you my opinion. I'm not going to be channeling my husband. Even here at home, we have to stand up for women's rights and reject efforts to marginalize any one of us. Don't you someday want to see a woman president of the United States of America? Well, but I am all about new beginnings. Another new hairstyle, a new email account.
Oh boy.
Hey, how are you?
We're good.
That we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration.
yes, we
Oh
do.
yeah, yes we do.
Yes, I am woman, hear me roar. The big announcement coming this weekend by Hillary Clinton. By the way, Bill Maher says Hillary has my vote, but she's not getting $1 million check. Bill Clinton, I will be backstage at Pfizer. In other words, let me translate. Keep Bill out of the way. Anyway, joining us now to discuss the debate is Jessica Ehrlich, she's an attorney, Democratic analyst, and Molly Hemmingway, senior editor of the Federalist. And welcome both of you
to the Time Factor Radio Show.
Here.
All right, Jessica, I bet you're a big
Jessica,
lib now. You're pretty excited
stupid
about
liberal,
this, right?
liberal is right.
I don't know if I call myself a big lip, but I am very.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of excuses, haven't you?
I think this, and
But
I'm
there's
sure you actually believe Hillary wiped her server clean for no other reason except that she just wants clean servers. She likes cleanliness.
I do too.
And that's why she
That's why she wiped her server clean. That's why she defined by the Records Act, which would require her Secretary of State to turn over emails 3 whole years later.
She did turn over all of the relevant.
She turned them
No,
over
she took
3 years.
3 whole years.
3 years,
3 years too late.
and then she wiped her server clean. And she certainly put national security risk because she used an independent email address and server.
Did she not?
Well, that's been a common practice that actually happens, and I know.
No, it's not. No, it's not, Jessica. We're talking about Hillary Clinton's every email.
Do you
Do you
really
really believe? Here's the question for you. Do you really believe
she
wiped that server clean?
What do you think
the reason is? Because I think she's hiding somewhere.
I don't guess as to what the reason is.
And what? You don't have no clue. There's a normal practice for people to wipe their servers clean. It's a normal, everyday practice.
I think when you're dealing in high-level information like that, it is. And when you're dealing with things that are personal,
Even after it's been subpoenaed.
Facebook accounts when they're
Oh
running
God!
Before
we get to Molly.
It's
Before we get to Molly.
I don't.
Do you think it's
a good idea?
She makes a strong leader.
Do you think it's a good idea?
Free world.
Do you think
It's a good idea that she's running to be the first woman president of the United States of America. Even as good as.
And you think she's a champion
of women's rights.
I do think she's a champion of women's rights.
And you think she's
And you might think it's a champion?
Issue. I think.
Wait a minute, I'm not done asking the question.
I'm not done.
Do you think she's a
Yes, it was a champion, gay and lesbian.
I do.
And do you think she's a champion of religious
religious freedom.
I do.
Okay, then why did she?
Why did she live in the Clinton Foundation?
Why did Hillary Clinton?
Where did Hillary Clinton take money from countries?
With
atrocious records on women's rights like Saudi Arabia. We can't drive.
Women
Can't vote
until
until
2015.
2015. Women have to dress a certain way in Saudi Arabia.
Women can't
Women can't even go out to public by themselves. We're not with male relatives.
And she took
tens and tens of millions of dollars. You know, some of these countries, gays are killed just for being gays. She took those countries. She also took money from a country like Saudi Arabia.
Arabia, they don't know how you build a Christian church. And my question is to you: is it a champion of women's rights and gay rights and religious freedom, and take money from the countries that don't offer those things? Isn't hypocrisy to you? I ask you a question. Is it hypocrisy to you?
I find it to be hypocritical.
Not at all, huh?
The foundation and the work that they're doing.
Then you're crazy. Then you're crazy. It doesn't matter. It's kind of blood money, is it?
It's not blood money.
Oh, really, huh?
There is an absolute
Gays and lesbians in some of these countries, just with the guest labels, don't think it's blood money to you?
We have treaties with countries and we work with
Oh,
them.
God, you're just another talking about memo. He's saying it's okay to take money. And I guess based on your standards, they take drug dealers' money, they take money from the mob, is it purpose, right? No, it's a take money for countries like treat women like second-class citizens. That gays get stoned to death, they're thrown off their buildings, and you can't build a Christian church as long as the cause is good enough.
Well, unfortunately, that's
Unfortunately, why does she have to take money from those countries? Did she raise the money, like, for example, the Twin Towers, Rudy Giuliani gave him $10 million, gave it back to the individual Alawi because governments about Israel and their principles. Don't you think it's the right thing to do, Mayor Giuliani? Yeah. And guess what? Guess what?
Of dealings on business levels and various other things also with
Oh, please. Oh, please. You're not so struggling defending, do you?
11th and special treatment they received. So this is not a new practice.
Not a new practice. No, Leslie and Molly. If you have a charity to help young women, for example, and the Saudis offered you $10 million for your charity to help young women, even they treat women horribly in Saudi Arabia, would you take that money?
Well,
Do you?
Personally, but I'm not on the board.
You in person, so you could vote for somebody with that.
I absolutely would vote for Hillary Clinton.
Oh, please.
Well, if Jessica is excited about
please,
running,
help me out,
no
Molly.
match for me. I'm positively delighted because she is so hilarious to watch. And she's so fun to watch. The last press conference where she tried to defend
Hillary Clinton.
up the private server and deleting all the accounts. I mean, that gave me enjoyment for days. So as excited as Democrats might be, people on the other side, we have a lot to look forward to.
What do you think about these particular issues? As in the server, Saudi Arabia, money from these countries with horrible human rights records. How is she going to answer that in a way that's going to be credible?
Well, I have no idea how she will even attempt to. And the hilarious thing, people keep saying, this is wonderful for women that Hillary Clinton is running. I mean, literally the only thing people can point to is that she is a woman. They can't say she did a good job as Secretary of State. They can't say that she's particularly effective in anything she's tried to run from Hillary Care to the present. She has all sorts. The scandal with the Clinton Foundation. It's not just that they were taking money from these known human rights abusers. Some of the worst regimes in the world. It's that they were taking money from countries that were also at the same time trying to lobby her for better treatment from the State Department at the same time. The level of corruption and scandal here is just amazing that we're going to have.
How big an issue,
Molly, do you think the fact that Ambassador Stevens in Libya requested multiple times Hillary's State Department security before the attacks? The stories hearing that in fact help was not provided during the attack. But we now know that they knew it's the State Department within minutes. This is a terror attack. But they went through this elaborate lying process of telling the American people that this was connected to a YouTube video, a spontaneous demonstration where the terrorists actually had RPGs in their back pocket and spontaneously tried to pull them out and decided, let's start a terror attack right here now. Spontaneously. What did this happen?
Well, that's what's so stunning about that story, too, is that Hillary Clinton and the State Department knew within moments exactly what had happened in terms of a terrorist attack. They actually were sort of assuming something would be happening, and they rewrote everything to blame this American who had made a bad movie, thereby throwing freedom of expression and freedom of religion under the bus just so they could perpetuate this thing that they knew not to be true. So the very last thing Hillary wants is more discussion of just how poorly the State Department and other agencies handled the situation in Benghazi that led to the first ambassador being killed in decades in the line of duty, and just this
No.
Jessica, what about this?
What about this?
This is a good point. I mean,
The fact that it took us so long to discover that in the end, they knew the State Department in minutes
that it was a
it's the
terror
terror
attack,
attacks
and that the American people were fed an elaborate lie about the lead up to that event, and so on and so forth. Does lying bother you? There's a new poll out that shows that most people don't trust Hillary Clinton. They find her honest and trustworthy. So will they elect a president who's not honest and trustworthy?
Well, you know, what's so interesting is those of us who lived through the previous Clinton presidency, all of this is very familiar. We remember all of the obfuscation and all of the lawyer-like language, and when you hear it again.
Wait a minute. You mean Monica and I were didn't think we were alone, and she was doing that special thing for me. We were alone. That's what you're saying. So you said that part.
The meaning of it.
Well, depends on the people that can just study it, but
That's a very good. We hear it, and I have to say, actually, I'm impressed by the impression, but I don't believe.
You don't believe.
In the issue that's really.
I have another question for you, Jessica. Jessica, I have another question for you. Here's what I want to ask you. You're a big Hillary supporter. Would you give Molly a lot? Three specific things that she has done that you define as successful. Yeah, you. A big three accomplishments. Name one specifically. Name three.
Well, she was a very successful senator from.
I know that. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. We know that. Please, just give me three specific things. Three, please.
And there were
three.
Pieces of legislation.
Okay, that's one. You should want to give three specific things that she's accomplished. Come on, just use your darn head.
There were off the top of my head, I don't have the name of two of the pieces of legislation that were passed.
Off the top of your darn head, please.
Very.
Off the top of your darn head. That is with a big accomplishment. Easy to come with.
This is someone who has a 20 plus
20.0. So find three specific answers. Easy, please, right, Molly?
I can't think of anything. I mean, her time at the State Department was a disaster. People thought she was nice as a senator, and I guess that's a nice thing to have in your back pocket. But when you're asking for someone to be a president, I don't think being nice or getting along well with your colleagues in the Senate is sufficient. You can't name one of her accomplishments. I mean, I don't have my roster of the last three.
You don't have no roster, haven't you? The last 20 whole years, public tonight. Just give me three specific answers.
Well, she hasn't been the president yet, so I can't point to the specific.
You
things
couldn't
that were,
give it, haven't you? You couldn't.
I know.
You can't give three answers. Anyone specific, don't you?
Multiple.
I know there are multiple. All right, so then give me one.
Give me one. One. Oh my God.
All right, give me one.
Give me one.
All right, give me.
Just give me answer. Oh God.
Going into this argument, I mean, this is the same argument you can make about anyone else on the Republican side as well.
We're not talking about.
I'm not talking about Republicans. I'm going to ask you, did he want a accomplishment? You can't do it, haven't you?
Thank you both for being with us.
Good night.
800.
Oh boy.